Hey everyone, let's build and take a look at the Heartlake City Sweet Shop by LEGO Friends. This is set number 42649. Contains 376 pieces, retails for $29.99, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early reviews, so thank you LEGO. And that's part of it. And it looks like this build is broken down in such a way that we can build portions of the shop and everybody gets to have a little fun with the set. And in addition, a little set of stickers. I was hoping those would be printed. And you also get 5 bags of bricks. And let's see if I can fit this in there. That's pretty much what we're going to be building as a whole project. So maybe, just maybe, this is probably a collaborative build that up to 3 people can assemble. But we'll find that out here in a second. And here's the various bags of bricks. No brick separator to be found in that one, but I see glass pieces in here that look like they might be already damaged. I made a joke in the main video, maybe I should fail this set real quick just to be mean about it. But I'll give it a whirl here. And before we start, let me get the ring light plugged in. I have had one heck of a morning. I didn't get enough sleep. The neighbor's dogs were just going crazy all of a sudden, and it just woke me up out of a dead sleep. I had about 5.5 hours. For the last week or so, I've been sleeping for 8+ hours. So I don't know, but I was like, I'm still not in a good mood. And yeah, and in addition to that, my tablet broke. I'll get into that during the build. Alright, so let's begin. Let's build it. Start with bag 1. And the whole intent of these videos is to see how the build is put together. Can it be built by multiple people? How's it packed? All that stuff. And let's see here. I mean, this is pitted. Making sure it's not just dust in the box. Yeah, so it's got some pits. See that again on this one. I'm going to get it down to a 9. Yep, these are heavily scratched here. So 9 it is. How about the door? Let's see here. Well, the door's got a smudge on it, but it's also got some pits at the bottom right there. Right down there. We're at an 8. I hadn't even started building. We're at an 8 already. Like I said, I'll fail them if they're not packed right. Okay. Speaking of that, I woke up this morning by the loud, annoying dogs and tried to reach over to see what time it was. My iPad would not turn on with the home button, but it would turn on with the power button. Couldn't do anything else with it. And I thought, well, okay, you know, let's see what's going on with this. And only to find out it was the home button that was bad. Looked it up online, and they're not easy to replace. So, and we're going to be doing Alba. I thought, okay, fine, I have a couple of iPads. I'll just swap the screens out, or the touch screen, and just put a new one on there. Or just, you know, try to get it to work. Mine's a Gen 4 iPad. All these other ones were Gen 5, 6, and all that stuff. I thought, well, that ain't going to do me any good. These have busted screens. I thought, well, I could just rob the home button out of one. I couldn't. But I had an extra home button. I plugged it into mine, and it worked. Except I don't want to leave it dangling out. And that's Alba right there. And then now we're going to start with the mascot. So I thought, okay, fine, while I had it all torn apart, I thought I'm just going to go ahead and navigate to the settings menu, turn on touch assist, and just did that and put it back together. So I thought, well, it's kind of half-baked right now, but it's whatever. And I don't want to use my Samsung that I use for work stuff. And I thought, you know, it's about time I buy a new iPad. And I'll tell you, iPads are not easy to fix. They're meant to be throwaway items. So Apple wasn't thinking there. So spare everybody the ranting on that. It made me mad. It's like, you're kidding me. I didn't get enough sleep, and then this happens. So, yeah. We got to make 2 of these. So, I've been pretty pleased with the larger friend sets, but this one here just kind of, I saw it on the box, I thought, I don't know. I have a feeling this one's going to be kind of a stripped down model of what we're going to be doing. I think Lego is intent now, I think they're trying to do this, is to break these builds down for multiple people to assemble. And that's fine by me if they do that. That's even better. You know. So far yours should look like that. Okay. Well, these guys not wearing Converse. All right. I'm already starting to put stickers on this now. The best thing to do is to put this in here. Hold on, you know what might be easier? We got to put a sticker on this tile here. And it'd be easy to put it on that. Stick this on here on the face. Because you might not get this sticker on straight, and that's sticker number 2. This is what also is going to kill this set, is these. Stickers on round tiles to me are just a pain. Somebody's going to say it's a skill issue. No, it's not a skill issue. You shouldn't have to put stickers on stuff like that because it's kind of detracts from... See, I thought I had that straight. Indeed, I didn't. Is it going to matter? Not really. So I'm going to say the stickers in this one, because we've got to do a bunch of round stickers. I'm probably going to have to ding this one probably down to a 6... it's at an 8 right now, probably down to a 7.5. I mean, we just started. And yeah, I'm kind of in a bad mood, but not towards the set, but I shouldn't have to rig it here, you know. Because some kid's going to put that on not straight, and they're pretty much stuck with it. They'll rip it off a few times trying to get it on there right. And, yeah, that's the mascot. All stickered up, ready to go for you. Okay, now we're going to start working on part of the sweet shop. But I think on the computer, I'm going to check, because I have 2 different versions. It's called the Candy Store here in the States, but they call it a sweet shop back east, so like in Europe. So it looks like to me that's what we're going to have to go with here. You know, different regions call things different things, and yeah, that's a sweet. It's like the cotton candy over there. They call it candy floss. I mean, it does make sense, but out here on the west, it doesn't quite make sense. Let me rotate this way for you. All right, and now we got that done. And yeah, I'm just kind of tired right now, but I thought, well, I'm already up. And today is the 6th of January 2025. So I'm going to try to do is get this built here quickly as I can possibly get it. And I'd like to get back into editing my other videos. Right now I'm processing the last part of the Remix City set. And I'm probably going to start editing a couple of files. Take our used door, our scratched used door. But I'm just trying to get everything edited as quickly as I can. Sticker number 4, which is open. So I think, and just throw it somewhere, I guess. It doesn't matter. Thank goodness those are not printed, but this door is already kind of trashed anyways. So they got some small pieces in here, and they have some in that bag. So I don't know what their intent is with the way they label things. These are cool. These type of angler pieces. I don't have one in that color. Yeah, so it's been one rough morning for me. Like I said, you know, brings up a story about Apple. I had a customer bring a computer in probably about a year ago asking he wanted it fixed. And I was not smart enough back then. I said, sure. Oh, I put this one in the wrong spot here. No Brick Separator Lego. I made a mistake. That's my fault, but I'm going to have to ding this thing down to a 7 now. I had a customer bring in a laptop, wanted it fixed. I should sure bring it by because he said he needed it for finals. I didn't even ask what kind of computer it was. Now I do that now. He brings in, it was a MacBook Air. I looked at it and I said, oh, and he showed me what was wrong with it. It was the screen. I said, you need to take this and contact Apple. Take it to Apple Care. I cannot fix these. I said, I don't even have the parts, and if I did, I said, they're kind of a pain. It's not like Windows, or they're not like a Windows PC or a Chromebook for that matter. You know, you can't, these are not really meant to be fixed. And he goes, well, can you try to fix it? And I said, I could. I said, but you're talking, it may or may not work right. But his son needed it. And so I looked in my stash. I said, well, I don't have any panels on hand. Everything I have are for, you know, Windows type, you know, for PCs and Chromebooks. I said, well, if the hard drive is not password protected, I can get in there and back it up, make a backup copy. And he can just boot on another machine and just retrieve the files. He contacts his son. It gets back to him about 10 minutes later. It's got a password. Here's the password for it. And I said, well, there's no way I can get into it without the... I said, this thing's encrypted. I said, without that specific machine, I won't be able to get into it. I just said, hey, you need to take it to Apple Care. He goes, well, they're expensive. I said, yeah. I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but I was like, yeah, that's the price to own an Apple. You're gonna have to pay. I said, these things are meant to be one thing. You use them until they break, and then you buy another one. That's how Apple makes their bucks, you know. These are not meant to be really fixable items. So I sent him on his way, and that was it. And I thought, Apple devices are just not good for anything. My next phone will not be Apple. It'll be a Samsung phone or something. I don't care what it is. As long as it's going to work and not give me problems like sometimes it, you know, I want to be able to run custom stuff, but I'm told not to. And, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, we're almost done here with this. And with this bag here. So my lesson of the day is, guys and gals, Apple is just a throwaway item, nothing more. So that's just how it is. And that's it for bag 1. That's not too bad. At least I spared you guys some of the ranting today. And that's what we have remaining. Now we're going to move on to bag 2, which looks like we're building another mascot. But it doesn't look like we're done with that piece yet. Now, it would have been nice if they had all the figures and accessories so everybody can pitch in at least do something, but I don't think this one's going to be. Okay. And yeah, that's what we're building there. Alright, let's get going here. At least we got some nice purple bricks, or plates actually. How often do you ever see those? Or a dark brown U-shaped brick. I never really see those all that often. So right now, my intent today is to get this set done. We got a bubblegum piece. We got 2 of them actually. That's even better. And to just get this one done, I mentioned it probably in a few other videos, depends on when they're released, but I'm having construction done out here, and I don't really want to have it in the videos. And I I want to try to get these filmed anyways because I want to start moving on to doing other stuff that's a little more interesting than, you know, a one-sided building. So I'm going to try to get this done. So I guess this is supposed to represent a chocolate bar here. And you need sticker number 1 for that. Yeah, so I've been pretty pleased with the friend sets to this point. I think this set here is going to break this one. And what I mean by it's going to break it, because most of them that I've done have been at least somewhat, you know, playable models, but this one here is just going to be open backed. And not only open back, but open roof. I did do one that was kind of half, like they had half of a build. And I dinged off a point for that. I thought, man, that's just kind of cheesy. Like, I mean, that's like cutting corners there. And this set's only $29.99. Well, let's just round it to 30. Because remember, it depends on where you're at. You're going to have to pay a tax for it. And I had, excuse me, I had a feeling that it's going to be, you know, one of those things. Now I lost track of thought. But I just want to see complete builds more than anything. And Lego's starting this, you know, like this is 30 bucks. You're going to get what you paid for, but I'm not even getting a complete build. And that's essentially what we did there. So there you go. A brick figure. Okay, now it looks like we're building some kind of gum thing. I hate gum because people always stick that stuff in the weirdest places. I know my nephew just chews gum all the time, and the smacking noise alone just gets on my nerves. I'm like, you know. And we need sticker number 5. See if I can get this one on here straight. Now I got to pick this up now. I have a few guys at work that do that. They'll just start gum smacking, and I'm just like, oh man, that just, yeah, I got that on there pretty good. I'm just like, really? You know, when you're sitting there trying to work on the computer and you hear this all the time and stuff, or the popping of the bubbles. And then this goes in here. And I'm like, ugh. I won't even chew gum. If I want flavor that much, I'd just go get me a throat lozenge or something, which I do suck on from time to time. But I'm out in public, I don't do any of that stuff. But you know, I don't know. I'm getting older, so I'm getting more pickier, I guess. Ooh, I've never seen these in this color. So you get, man, I'm being a klutz today. Now these are going to be ran by a black light, but this blue one can't. But we got 2 of them in here. The crystals look pretty cool. All right, so looks like we're making a bunch of candy. Oh, we get red ones in here too. So you get red, green, and blue. This must be some kind of a one of those hard candies, like a popsicle. Not a popsicle, a lollipop, a sucker. I'd get it right eventually. And so what I'm thinking of doing, this build here is not that big. I may not do a close-up on it because it's going to be open backed. And if it's anything like this, we could just take a look at it. Sometimes I save close-ups for things that are just big, you know. And we'll see eventually. And then now we're building balloons. I think that's what that is. Oh no, it's a giant lollipop. Let's see See if I can get that in there. Sorry if my hands are in the way. That's what it looks like right there. You just have to swing that in. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get all these reviews done. You know, Lego could do so much if they just plan some of these builds out right, and I'm sure the kids will like them. And sometimes you're like, why are they giving me these one-sided builds for? Just missing a wall is beyond me. Okay. Put the basket in there. And yeah, I've had bad mornings, but this one was kind of just weird. So I'm probably going to take a nap today and doze off, and so I can hear the annoying dogs again, hopefully. I wasn't going to go pound on their door. It was after quiet hour, but I would have loved to sleep in more, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. There we go. And yeah, if you ever want to make a gumball machine, here you go. This is a good one. You could use this for any type of your builds. That's a nice one there. And this goes on the outside on this jumper plate. So I'd say so far bags 1 and 2 are married. That means you won't be able to separate them. And that's what we have remaining. The stickers have been mild, but those round pieces are hard to put on. But that's not so bad so far. Alright, now we're going to move on to bag 3 here. Looks like we got some more bright colors. So what I'm gathering is it snaps onto these here. Boy, at least this one's got a nice set of pastel colors. This is more like spring colors. Spring, summer, and fall for this one. So we just got to find Pluto. It's so sad now that they have the friends animals all named for us. So just set him off to the side for right now. And back to this. I got to get off my rear and make an appointment for a haircut. I got to get that going still. Oh, but I can use these. I got enough, but I'll use those. I'll use more. And my guy's got some openings because the kids are back in school today. Which is good. Because last couple weeks, you couldn't even get in. I mean, everybody was booked. And now, this guy's got a lot of openings. I'm shooting for probably maybe Thursday. I don't know. I like to get things done mid-morning just to get it out of the way because I don't want to roll out of bed too early. And then just get it done, and so I can so I don't have to brush out of my face. It's kind of annoying after a while. Alright, so far so good. But my voice is starting to want to crack again. Alright. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, it goes above the thing. I want to make sure there was no mirrors or anything. And yeah, some pieces are in that little bag, some pieces are in the main pile. So what I'm going to do today is just finish up some reviews. Oh, I put the clips on backwards. Lego, it would have been nice if you gave us a brick separator and I wouldn't have to subtract so many points. most people who are into this hobby, we always make mistakes. I always point mine out. Some people say I don't make mistakes building Lego sets. You must do one part every hour to make sure. I make tons of them, but at least I'm honest. It just says it... Huh? Oh, I see. Okay. It's pointing to this tube here, and you put it on that stud. Like that. But that don't make any sense, though. I mean, I guess it does. Right there. So just look inside. You can see where it's inside that tube there. I was looking at thinking, what? Am I doing something wrong? But no, that's how they wanted it. Yeah, because this one fits now, so that's correct. Yeah, I've been clearing my throat and everything. You won't hear it because I'm editing those parts out. For those that say, well, I don't notice you doing that, because sometimes when I'm building something, I feel like I got to clear my throat. I just pull my hands away, clear it, and then put my hands back. So you'll see that edit real quick. I mean, it's just kind of inappropriate. I know some that will do that in their videos, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that in mine. You know, that's kind of gross. So far, this build is keeping my interest. But honestly, it just feels kind of cheap the way it's built. I'm going to say 1 to 3 builders can assemble the set. We got to make 2 of these. Yeah, I'm starting to see people doing more of the regurgitation videos, and they get lots of views. So I may start doing those. I've been behind. It's like I looked at my thing. I got people asking for building guides for stuff that I haven't done yet. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I haven't had time to get to them. I'm doing the reviews right now. I had one person snap at me. I thought, I'm going to have to really, once I get this mop chopped off, that's the first thing I'm going to do is do my moving forward to 2025. And then I'm going to make that video second, or whatever order I decide to do them in, and that's it. And be like, listen, it's just a hobby. Chill out. All right, I've never seen these in that color before. It'd be a nice piece to have maybe in the future. I might chill out, you know, this is just for fun, you know. Guess it's supposed to be like a cupcake or something. Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm just getting this raspy voice. So, I don't know. I'm not breathing hard. You know, it ain't asthma related. And then sticker number 6 on this one. What I'm going to do is just set this on here first. And that's 6 right there. We've almost done with the whole sticker sheet. We haven't even got to the other things yet. Okay, so the red line is supposed to go with that dot there. It should be fine. All right. And then now we come in here and we do this guy. Lego, why did you just have this and tell me to flip it? Why don't you just say that? Would have been better. Unless it's for the kids, but Looks like we got ourselves a chocolate bar. These are always what people look at them as, chocolate bars. This goes right in there like that. Just bump it up against that stud. I think that's what it's supposed to be for. And then now we do the other one here. Okay, well, at least this one doesn't get a sticker. So whoever gets bag one, you're going to be punished with the stickers. So if you're building this with multiple friends, stick the person you don't like so much, make them put all the stickers on. And then this one goes right here, just in that little hole. And swing that in the way. I think that's how it's supposed to be. And yes, indeed it is. And it snaps onto here. Oh, it snaps onto here. Just hold underneath. Okay. But we're still missing something here. And that's it. We still have some extra... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Put these behind here. I'm just going to... That's my fault. I forgot that, but... You know how many projects I'd like to work on right now? I mean, these are big projects. I'm still waiting for a parts order to come in. Haven't got that yet. And in the meantime, I'm wasting my time off doing set builds that only have one wall, or the one I want to build has 4 walls, a floor, and a roof. It's a complete model that's playable. I'm just waiting for the parts to get in so I can bring it out of prototype mode, but I can't. And I'm just doing these right now. And that's what we have remaining for bag 3. And let me take a look at the box here real quick. No, that is left open. So I think this is modular, so I think we're done here, and that's what we've done so far. So booklet 1 covers bags 1, 2, and 3, so that's pretty cool. Alright, now we're going to move on to booklet 2 and bag 4. Of course, I got to find it. And that's what we're going to be building now. And we're done with 1. Now, I saved the building guides for reference, also to write down the info for the videos. Okay. Uh-oh, I see glass pieces. These are pretty cool. This one here. If I see another one that's scratched up, I'll ding it down to a 6. I see more in there. Let's see how bad that piece is. Or is that a small one? I'll find out here in a second. Oh, that's just a small little door. So now we're putting Gigi together. These mini dolls, names I can't even pronounce. That's why I like the generic city sets, because there's no named figures. It's like the modulars. You just get, okay, I'm assuming that this is a chef. This is probably a patron. Okay, we got a janitor. That's all I know. And she went kind of crazy on the mascara there, did she? Alright. Uh-oh, something happened. Oh, the video's done. I don't know why it's making noise all of a sudden. Yeah, my laptop's even got a bad speaker, and I gotta take a look. So that takes care of the mini doll. Get her wig on straight. Sometimes I can never get them on straight enough, but there she is. Pretty cool. Now, let's get into this now here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen these in medium azure, so that's new. And the the whole intent today for me is just to finish up loose ends, get things done, and kind of start getting on to building exciting things. Once I film all the reviews, I'd like to start getting back into the building guides. I haven't done any building guides. Like I said, some people have been asking about them. And I'm like, just had to hold off because I'm trying to get done with reviews. And, oh yeah, but I've been waiting for this for a while. And I'm thinking, and sometimes I'll get one of those. And I'm like, you're not a paying, you're not hiring me for consignment, so I'm sorry, but this other stuff, unless you're consignment, I can't put you first. And then he wanted to know how much it cost because he wanted this building guide. And I said it's going to be X amount of dollars, and he backed out real quick. He didn't respond, so I'm assuming he backed out. And it's like, consignments are expensive. That means I have to stop what I'm doing, you know. And the building guides are just meant to be freebies eventually. But what he wanted, that's not a freebie item. And it's like, you know, oh, that fell in there. And I just, you know, I'm just trying to get those building guides done because I want to get them done. I want to get 100% of my stuff on there all built. Except for like the campgrounds. There's no way I'm going to do that, but features I use for my campgrounds, they will be tutorialed. Get some of these tiles in the pink. Sorry if my hands get in the way. Remember, I'm working off to the side here, and boy, this it's kind of hard. This is meant for little fingers. All right. We got the cutting board. That's for a counter. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with sets like this, but I think a lot of people are kind of frowning upon these because they just assume that, okay, that's silver metallic. They're just assuming that they're not compatible with mini figures. They are. But, you know, I've been seeing a lot of these lately, these scale pieces. Those are nice to have. It's like this is the cashier's counter. So, I noticed this thing's got hooks on both sides, so I'm just wondering if this could be placed any way you want. That's what I'm gathering. These right here, these rounded plates work good for burners, especially for camper stoves. Yeah, I was talking about this in a few other installments about camping trips, and I was like thinking about getting up early in the morning and just going somewhere and just, even if it's just for the day, pack a lunch. Going by yourself, it's okay, but sometimes I like to have a companion around. It's like trying to find somebody to want to go and do that. It's like, oh, I don't like that. That's a lot of walking. I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. I want to sit down, I go to work. Looks like we've done a lot of covering up on this window here. Oh, it's these colors, okay. That's what it's like on the front. Alright. Well, we should have left it like that anyways. Oh, magenta stud flowers. I could use those. I could use any of these parts, really. You know, it's seeing all these good pieces and they're used in a set that's kind of half-baked. It's kind of a shame. sometimes when I'm on the Ambassador, I'll see some of these clubs, they'll, like the lugs, they'll post these big massive builds, and I'm like, man, these are more impressive than mine. And it's just, here we are building these little plastic things like this, these simple builds, just plastic bricks that are colorful. And a lot of us are building this pretty much real life stuff, you know. Huh? Did I forget something? Or did I put those in the wrong place? Indeed I did. That just disintegrated. Let's make sure I didn't make any more mistakes here. Yeah, all these, if I fix that iPad, boy, it's sure dinging off again. But I'll tell you, I'll never fix one of those again. And I'm like, if that thing breaks again, that's it. I'm buying me another Samsung and using that for my own personal entertainment device. I can use these. Yeah. And let's build an awning. Now, I'm not assuming both of these sides are going to be the same, so I did not build them both at the same time because I don't even know. But remember, person one's still working on his, and I'm working on mine. And that's kind of how I'm doing it now. Still haven't hit that sticker sheet yet. Yeah, these make good little window awnings. But, oh, I guess remember, too, I got to get jumping on my taxes. I got to get that going. And I got to get started on that, too. I haven't done anything with it because I'm too busy doing reviews right now. But Uncle Sam ain't going to wait. He's not a very nice guy. And then some kind of chocolate cake. They got a lot of cakes in here, don't we, for the sweet shop? They call it the candy shop. Maybe sweet shop makes it seem more realistic here than the candy shop, because it looks more like just we have a little bit of everything here. It's gold scissors. I'm starting to see these appear a lot lately in a lot of the sets. And then we got ourselves a pot with this in here. Don't forget to set that tile in there and put that on the stove. And that's it with a ton of parts remaining here. We got one of each. That tells me the set's got a lot of little pieces. And that finishes up bag 4 and booklet 2. We're going to have to install these, but we're not going to install these just yet. It goes here, because I want to see if we could still build with one more person. Alright, now we're finally going to move on to bag 5. Remember the other one had some slight pits, nothing major, but if I see it again, I will drop it down, and that's what I'm scared of right now. I'm terrified of this. Alright, let's see. Always give it a rub to make sure that it's not just some, yeah, this one here's got a lot of little surface scratches on it. Alright, 6 it is. And we hadn't even got to build quality yet. Okay. So it looks like we got old Leo in here. Oh boy, have fun with that guy. Let's see here. Leo. Oh boy, Leo. We've seen you around a lot lately. So you like he likes soccer, cooking, and surfing. Cooking and surfing is fine, but of course he does look like a surfer with that hair. And we got to put him together. Let's find all his body parts. Okay, I found the head. And then now we're missing the legs for you, buddy. There we go. And you got to get a 5-cent coin or a $5 coin. Get that in his hand and I'll show you. He can't even grab onto it here. There we go. And that's printed, by the way. Oh! Is that a hint? Do we need to shave the head? Do we need to give you broccoli hair? You look better with that, or a skin fade. We've been seeing that other hair piece around. We just need that in more colors. Okay, and then now we're going to start back on the main build. So it's like we can just reconfigure the parts. That's kind of cool. So you can buy more sets and make a bigger version of this if you choose. I choose not. I'm going to put this thing in now. It'd be easy to push the other bricks up against it here. Yeah. But, I mean, it's not a bad build for what it is, but, you know, this is $30. You're not even getting a complete, at least something, you're only going to have maybe at most is 2 walls, not even a roof or even a floor in this one. Kind of a shame, but, you know, what can you do? Some people say I complain too much, but at least I'm being honest. I'm a straight shooter. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you something that you don't want to hear. Oh, the trash man's finally cleaning out the dumpster. Gotta get rid of the. I gotta get rid of all the review evidence. Okay. That's right, you shake that dumpster out, buddy. I make sure I want that thing sparkling clean. Back in the old days, they used to have a guy that come out and pick up your trash cans. The garbage man. Now they don't even get out of their truck. They just press a button and it does it for them. I'm like, oh. And at least we got a cool yellow plate. I was hoping to get more cool yellow out of this one, but it doesn't look like we are. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do with this one, let's see how well it's going to be built, like in terms of size. I don't think I'll even need to do a close-up on this one. I think it's just bring the camera down a little bit. We just put it on a turntable and do a 360 spin, and I think that'll be it for this one, because this one is pretty small as it is. It's broken down, so, I mean, I could, but sometimes there's really no need to do a full-blown close-up unless it's warranted, but I don't know. I'm starting to get tired, but I'm gonna finish this one up real quick. I may do a little box set after this one here and just kind of I try to do 2 of these a day. I'm trying to finish up here quickly on reviews. The faster I get them recorded, the better. Making sure there's no memory lights, because I've been having problems with the camera filling up. It's like I'm trying to get all these reviews done. Close to about 60% I start filling up the camera. And I got to buy me another memory card, maybe 2. They're kind of expensive for this type of camera. So I try to buy the fast ones that get a better bitrate result. So I try to find those. And yeah, making sure that's back where that's supposed to be. I made a mistake on that last one. I don't want to do that now. And so I just need to get in and really clean up the camera. I mean, it's a nice little play set, you know, but it's not complete. I was hoping it would be. You know, what I mean by city drop-in, something that's contained, you can set it in your city and it just looks good without any modifications. The more modifications, the less desirable the set is. Because honestly, these were 100% complete builds. I think people would be buying these a lot more, but although they'd be more expensive. And like this obviously is just meant for, this is just a play set. This is not really meant for anything else. And then we got a sticker number 3, which is that right there. Well, it's upside down, but you get the idea. On that white tile, I got plenty of these, but when it's in my collection, it doesn't deserve a sticker. It deserves to be treated with royalty. There you go. And then now, we do these. Okay. And they're facing the same direction. They're not facing against, they're not facing towards one another. I don't know what these are for. Some kind of a lamp or something? Kind of odd there, huh? Alright, so... oh, these are those new pieces. I'll show you. Let me get my hand cupped here. They're just a dome. A 1x1 dome. So, you got 2, 2, and 2. Just toss those in there. Well, that doesn't fit in there, I guess, huh? Careful, that stuff's loose. It'll fly out at you. And then we got the tiles. And then you got... so these must be gumdrops, then. The gumdrop piece. That'd be good for a candy store if we can get more of those. And after that, you could put the leftovers in, but they're not going to fit very well. We put the candy bars and all that stuff in here. At least these are printed. Start with these and set these right in the middle bin. Those just stay in place. And we got, looks like maybe granola bars. Seen those in a lot of the camping sets. And we got the bubble gum. So at least we have printed stuff here. If you're building a vending machine, there you go. And that's it for bag 3 and the build. Alright, now we're going to assemble and set it up, but what I'm going to do before we do that, I'm going to get the turntable, and we're going to get ready to put this thing on exhibit for a tour and a review. I'm guessing that I probably will not need to do the whole close-up shot. We'll see here. Oh wait, I'll set the camera up when I get there. I'm just trying to get some space up here right now. And I'll set everything up here. You will not miss anything, don't worry. And for something like this thing is not that big to worry about. And I'm not going to try to make this one something that it's not. Let me get everything set up here. I had one person on the main saying, why don't I just edit these out? Because I did this sort of style on the main, I think, and that's why I will not do it on the main. And I'm gathering is maybe we don't have to do a close. I may still do one, I don't know. Alright. Okay. Turn the focus on. Okay. All right, now let's see here. So it looks like to me, you got person 1 here, 2, and 3. We can snap these together. So it looks like these just kind of snap in here like this. I'm trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So let's see how easy it is to snap this in here. Not too bad. And I guess you can do this. But I guess it's really just meant to be a corner. Just be careful where you're pressing at here. This one here is going to be a turd. There we go. Boy, that bottom one doesn't want to go in, doesn't it? I need to get better leverage on it here. May want to hold right here where my finger's at, and let's see here. There we go. Did this one go in all the way? Yeah. And it doesn't look like it closes. It just does this. So you could do something like that. But I think, honestly, I think this is how it's meant to be. It looks more like a corner shop until you get into the inside here. Right, let me get all these off here because I need to get this centered. Yeah, this one's, I'm going to be honest, this one's kind of disappointing. And yeah, I'm going to probably have to do a close-up on this one here. Unless I can get the camera right up against it. And I'm going to say that this one here was kind of disappointing in terms of what we have here. And I think I'm going to have to do a close-up shot. I try not to do so many clips because it does get kind of confusing, especially when I'm trying to edit this stuff. And I don't want to spend all day in front of the computer editing videos. I'm not what you consider a professional like the other guys are. So I'm going to have to just do close-ups on this one. I mean, it's not a big deal. I just try to avoid them. So, I mean, maybe I don't need to do it here. I probably will just for fun, just to kind of... Let me focus that in, and we'll set up the accessories, and then I'll do the whole kit and caboodle today. And you got your mascot here. We'll set him there. Put this guy over here, like that. Leo. Yeah, let's put him there. He wants to play games. Then we got Gigi. She's obviously the candy girl. Yeah. Reminds me of that song. We can put Pluto right here by the door. I think it was by New Edition back from, I think, the 80s. Not the new stuff. I don't listen to new stuff. And then we have... I forgot her name. I'll have to keep the box. Alba. See, these dolls are sometimes so top-heavy, they fall over so quickly. She almost is like Dora the Explorer, and yes, I know who that is. Maybe these two are related or something. I don't know. And that's essentially what we have there. And... honestly, though, I mean, it looks fun, it looks complete, but when you go on the inside, you know, I'm kind of disappointed with this one, just because there's no floor. It's just, you can't even modify this for anything. It's, I don't even know. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not quite satisfied with this one today. It just, I mean... at least it's a collaborative build, it's a play set, that's good. But that's all it is. I'm kind of disappointed on how this one turned out. But, you know, for the most part, it's not too bad. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the review, and I'll just work my way back. But if you want to watch the tour, the close-up stuff, it'll be on my main channel. But yeah, this one here wasn't too. It wasn't too bad to build. It kept my interest, but now seeing the final result, I just feel like it kind of wasted my time with it. It was just not even. It looked bigger on the box than it did here. Yeah. Well, here are my thoughts. Let's start the review with build quality, and I'm just going to say it's just an average built friend set. Some of these pieces feel kind of flimsy, like these walls feel like they're ready to fall off. But they do snap together because this is a collaborative build, so up to 3 people can build this. But it feels like it's just a lot of these pieces are just tacked on here. So this one's not really something you can roughhouse with. But building it, it wasn't too bad. Which leads to my build experience, and this set did actually keep my interest. Look at the bright colors that are used in here. Really cool. The only thing that started turning me off is the stickers and the scratched pieces. So almost every one of these window pieces in here had some kind of scuff or pit in it, and it just kind of made the set feel used and cheap. So I don't know what Lego's doing over there, but they need to get that straightened up ASAP, because that just makes the set just feel used. Now, play value, there's a lot of stuff to do in here. So you obviously got the 2 mascots. You have 3 mini dolls. I do like the gumball machine and decorative. And with the interior, it's not too bad. But look, it's not complete. So you're going to have to finish this up if you want to put it in Lego City. I mean, we're talking about a floor, 2 walls, and a roof. That's pretty much a bare minimum on this one. So you're not really buying a whole complete build for $29.99. You're just basically getting what you see here. It is enough to get you started for a candy shop, but not a whole lot. Now what I'm gathering is that these have hooks on the sides. I'm sure these pieces can probably be rearranged, or you probably would have to buy probably 3 more of these to make a whole entire complete model. I don't know. But I'm sure you can cobble something up with your own bricks to make this a complete build. But sadly, this one here, the play value is there. It's just not really complete for city drop-in value. But the set does offer a nice selection of bricks and parts for other creations. So my final score on this set is going to be a 6 out of 10, just mainly due to scratched parts, lack of a brick separator, and the stickers. This one here was pretty bad all around in terms of what it is, but you are getting a fully playable model, but it's not a finished model. It's not complete. So if you're looking for something with at least 3 walls, a floor, and a roof, this one isn't it. But it's enough to get you started here, and it will give you probably about an hour or 2 of play. But to me personally, it could have been finished up a bit more. But tell me what you think.